Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to your weather forecast. I am meteorologist Mr. G here with you on your Monday evening. I hope you guys all had a great day and your school and work week is off to a great start. I got a break from school, but I do have classes starting up next Monday, so I'm going to enjoy this week and try to get those weather forecasts together for you guys. Now we got some action to talk about down in the tropics, potentially here as we could see some tropical development later in the week. We have an area of low pressure that is going to be moving out of the northern Gulf of Mexico and across the state of Florida and South Georgia, and potentially end up in the eastern Atlantic, in the western Atlantic Ocean. So we're going to be seeing an area of low pressure set up here across the Atlantic at the end of the week through Friday, where we could be seeing that potential for tropical depression to develop as we have a subtropical low that will be meandering down here across the southeast and off the coast of Florida. So we're going to monitor that situation. But in the meantime, the area of low pressure is going to still provide a lot of rainfall down across the state of Florida and in the southeast, where we can see many areas picking up as much as 3 inches of rain. So we're going to be seeing a lot of rain across South Georgia as well as central and into South Florida as well. So a very wet week is in store for the southeast as we have that tropical activity. And in the northwest and the Rockies, we have some thunderstorms to talk about. And these are going to be some high elevation mountain thunderstorms. So we're going to be seeing some dry lightning potential. Could be having some issues with some fires. We're seeing a lot of fires across Alberta, Canada, as well as British Columbia, and that is creating some issues with smoke across the northern U.S. We saw a lot of smoke in the air in Minnesota today, so we are dealing with those fires across the western U.S. and the western parts of Canada, and we are going to be seeing those dry thunderstorms in the mountains through Nevada and to parts of northern Utah, as well as Wyoming and the Dakotas as well. There's a little bit more moisture in the air down here across Texas, so we could see a little bit heavier rainfall down across parts of the Southern Plains. So that's going to be something we're going to deal with this week across the upper Midwest. And through Friday, as you can see, about a ½ inch of rain is expected through Friday. So we have a lot of light precipitation out across the Rockies and the high plains from some of those high elevation thunderstorms, those elevated thunderstorms that we call them. And these storms, typically, a lot of the rainfall evaporates before it hits the ground because there's not a lot of low-level moisture. Most of the moisture is in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So a lot of time that rainfall evaporates before it hits the ground. That rain has to be quite heavy in order for it to reach the surface and saturate the surface to allow for more moisture to reach the surface in the lower elevations. You have a better chance of seeing raindrops connect with the ground in the higher elevation of the mountain. So with that being said, we have that elevated risk of lightning caused fires across the Rockies and the high plains. And we're going to be seeing our pattern this week as we're going to see a trough of low pressure across the Rockies and the western half of the United States. But we will see that ridge across the central part of the nation, so the upper Midwest, and this is what we're going to be seeing in the upper air pattern for your Tuesday. So we're going to be seeing a nice high pressure in the high plains and the Midwest. A beautiful day, very warm, temperatures in the 80s across the upper Midwest and the northern plains, but a little bit cooler across the Pacific Northwest with the addition of those thunderstorms. And we're going to be seeing a trough a bit across parts of eastern Canada. So we're going to see a very nice weather conditions across the northeast and through the Great Lakes as well for your Tuesday. That pattern continues. That ridge amplifies over the Midwest and all the way into central and southern Canada. So we're going to be seeing that high amplitude ridge moving across the Midwest. And temperatures are going to warm here across the the central and into the northern plains, where we can see some temperatures flirt with that 90-degree temperature across the upper Midwest, and we're going to be seeing it warm across the Southwest as well. A little bit cooler and a tad on the west side in the Pacific Northwest as we deal with some of those thunderstorms. And we're going to continue with our cool and trough, our dry but cool weather across the Northeast and Eastern Canada for your Wednesday as well. And as we talk about what we could be seeing as far as temperatures is concerned across the U.S. as we move through the middle part of the week. So we're going to be seeing that warm across the Wasatch Mountain Range in Utah. So we're going to be seeing it warm out down across the Central Rockies and that warmth across the upper Midwest. Notice how it's going to be warmer across the upper Midwest than it is going to be in the South. So we're going to see cooler temperatures across the Southeast. A lot of that is going to be because of cloud cover, that persistent area of low pressure across the state of Florida. So we're going to see it cloudy and wet, but nice and sunny across the northern plains and the Rockies, where those temperatures are going to be in the upper 80s to lower 90s. So very beautiful weather across the upper Midwest. And here is that potential tropical depression development that we can see at the end of the week. Here we have our potential there for a tropical depression, as we have a subtropical low that will develop off the coast of Florida and the southeastern U.S. This is the Bahamas right here, and we have Bermuda right there, and so we're going to be dealing with that potential for a tropical development, and it is going to be our second or third system of the season. So we will monitor that through the course of the week and see what happens if we get a tropical depression or a tropical storm to form in that region later in the week. And here we are as we're going to keep that eye on the subtropics and that heavy rain across Florida. As we have a trough in the area, the jet stream is going to be screaming through there. So we're going to see a lot of shearing, and that could inhibit any tropical development. Tropical systems don't tend to like shearing, but however, this storm system has a few extra tropical components mixed in, but shearing won't, for the most part, affect how this system forms as much as it would for a truly bona fide or 100% tropical depression or tropical system. This is a kind of a hybrid tropical, so it has some extra tropical components. So it does have an attached trough or an area or a frontal boundary associated with it, as well as we have to see some of that. We have to keep monitor this situation here for the potential for some tropical development later in the week. But it will produce a lot of rainfall across the southeast through the weekend, so we can see that potential for several inches of rain as well could cause some travel and flight issues as well. And here we are with that subtropical low, and that's going to be fueled by a cold, warm air plus heat from the ocean. So again, this is why this is called a hybrid system, because it has some components of a extra tropical or a mid-latitude storm. So you can see an associated frontal boundary. So it's not a true mid-latitude storm, and it's not a true tropical storm. So it does have the components of both a tropical system and a non-tropical system. So that is a look at your weather forecast. And my name is Mr. G. We're going to keep a watch on the tropics off the coast of Florida and the southeast. Watch for further development, as it is possible that we could have our third tropical system by the end of the week. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And if possible, I will post this video on TikTok. Like, comment, and leave a follow. Bye-bye.